Hey you guys, hope you're doing well. Welcome back to my channel, Moment with Amesha. If you're new to this channel, please go ahead and click that subscribe button down below. Hit the bell notification while you're at it so you don't miss another upload from me. So in this video, you guys, I'm talking about following your convictions. Following your convictions. Many times we hear about you should always follow your heart. You should, follow your gut, follow your feelings and all those. And sometimes, I feel like the Holy Spirit can work within us and give us a feeling or a strong, emotion about how to handle certain things. But I'm more so talking about convictions. What is a strong belief that you have that's grounded in the Bible or grounded to your faith that you should stick with and not be swayed to do the opposite. And so I've been wanting to do this video for a while now, and I feel like this is the perfect time to do it because it just is. And one example of something that I've experienced with having to choose whether or not I follow my conviction was a few years ago, not super long ago, but a few years ago, I was signed to a talent agency. I've been with 2 different talent agencies throughout my brief acting career, which is, I put it to the side, but that's for another video. But I've been with 2 talent agencies, but let's start with the first one. Well, so with the first one, I just, I was brand spanking new. I was really green, as my agent would call all of us newbies in there. So I wasn't really sure about what things I would like to do, what things I didn't want to do, when it came to auditioning and for different films and whatnot. But it wasn't long till I figured out, what? I really don't want to use profanity. Anything that I do, any commercial, any TV show that I may audition for, any movie, I had a strong conviction about using profanity. I'm not a cursor. I don't use profane language, I don't even really think it either. I just never been one to do one. Now, have I ever said a curse word in my life? Yes, I've definitely done that. But I just didn't know better than that during that time. But as an adult, I've never just blatantly used profanity. So anyway, that was something that I had a really strong conviction about, and I had to make up in my mind that I needed to communicate that to my agent. Like, hey, if there's anything that you send me, sides in an email, which are a script basically for an audition, they send you sides in an email, you need to read over it, memorize it, and film it. And there were many times where I would get sides in for a character and it just had all this profanity. And I'm like, who's gonna read this? Because it's not gonna be me, And so I had to really, I remember making a phone call to her. It just came to my mind. Thank you, God. I remember being in the parking lot of the movie theater, or so wherever I was living in Spartanburg at the time. I remember being in a parking lot somewhere in my car, and I was kind of internally like panicking because I had to really tell her, like, I did not want to do this character. I did not want to audition for this because it did not represent me. And many times you'll hear people say, oh, it's just an actor. It's just a character you're playing. It's not really you. But in my mind, I'm thinking I'm the vessel being used to put this character out there, and I don't feel comfortable doing it. So anywho, I'm sitting in the car. I'm like, being kind of afraid to tell her this because she was already kind of intimidating, but that doesn't really go with the story. But I remember calling her and I was like, hey, you know what? Thank you for sending this over, but I don't feel comfortable doing this. And I could tell she was a little annoyed that I was turning down the audition. But she was like, made a comment about, I need to make sure I put this in my profile that I don't do this, I don't do that. I was like, okay. And so I was like, whew, okay, so I know now to do this. But there were still times where she would still send me things and I'm like, I'm not cursing. I don't want to use profanity. And so I left that agency after a while. And then I joined another talent agency. And things were going a little better with this particular agent and agency. I was booking a little more. I was doing more things that I felt like I had an interest in. And then there came a time where I got a side and it had some curse words in there. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to do that. And I remember I did the same thing. I put on my big girl pants and I called that agent. I was like, hey, I don't feel comfortable doing this role because of the language. And I remember that agent told me, oh, you know, well, this word is in the Bible. I think he was talking about, you know, going to hell, like hell. That was a particular word he was talking about, but in the script it wasn't used in that way. It was very much profanity and amongst other words too. So I'm like, I mean, like the fact that he was trying to throw it at me like, oh, that's the Bible, you know, that's in the Bible. I'm like, no, sir, that don't quite work like that. So, but anywho, I told him like, yeah, I'm not doing it. And so, anyway, I just wanted you guys, I wanted to bring this story or these stories to you to make you understand how it is important for us to follow our convictions, no matter how tested you may be, no matter how many grand opportunities you think you may be missing out on because of you know, you standing up for yourself and standing up for a conviction that you know that you have and that is grounded in your faith. Ephesians 4:29 says, don't use foul or abusive language. Let everything you say be good and helpful, so that your words will be an encouragement to those who hear them. And also in Ephesians 5, I think it's 5:1, it says, imitate God, therefore, in everything you do, because you are his dear children. And to me, those two verses, to me, support the fact that I have this strong conviction about, you know, not using profanity, being careful in the language that I use, because we are imitators of God. We're supposed to be a representation of God. Our language should be a reflection of that imitation. The things that we do, the way we carry ourselves should be a reflection of that. So, and this is not to knock anybody who does, you know, you are a little, you a little rough on the language, you curse. I'm not trying, this is my personal conviction. I'm not, you know, speaking ill against you. I mean, I can't change what the Bible says. The Bible is the Bible, but this is my personal conviction. If you curse, are you going to hell? No, I don't think so. But I do think God is maybe calling you higher. If you see this video and it kind of like it starts to convict you, then maybe he's wanted to change your heart about the language you choose to use. But I'm not knocking anybody. I'm not standing on my throne and pointing my finger down at you. This is something that I felt strongly about, and you know, I wanted to make sure during those times when I was auditioning for roles and things that I wanted to be the best representation of God, even within the duty of acting. You know, I think it's a poor excuse where people say, oh, you're just an actor, that's just your character, blah, blah, blah. Well, yes, again, but I am the vessel that these words are coming out of. Do I watch things with profanity, you may ask? Yes. I mean, it's kind of hard to not watch TV and television nowadays without profanity, unless you're watching cartoons, and even sometimes that can be questionable, right? But I will tell you this, my husband is a witness. If I watch something and every last word is bleep, 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 it's going off. I don't care what it is. I don't care if my favorite actor or actress is in it, it's going off, because I am very sensitive to that, and I'm not going to apologize for that. You know, that's my conviction. That's just the way the Lord made me. So I'm not going to watch it. You know, I'm not going to watch it. I'm not going to participate in it. So yeah, if any actors or actresses are watching this and you felt some kind of way about using certain language with auditioning and things, you know, pray, ask the Lord to give you strength to stand up for yourself, to speak about what things you will do, what things you won't do. Because at the end of the day, you have to sit back and look at yourself, you portraying something that you know you wouldn't have ordinarily have done had you stood up and you know, in support of your conviction. So that is just my personal conviction. I have a lot more, but you know, if you are out there watching this and say, you know what, I feel the same way about, I know there's some people that won't hold hands until they're married. That's your personal conviction. Do that. If you feel like you need to do that so you don't fall astray, do that. If you are a person that I don't know, there's so many different kinds of convictions out there, but if you feel strongly about something that's grounded in your faith, you know, the Bible supports you in it, do it, you know, or you know, stand with it. You know, don't let the enemy try to steer you away or persuade you to do otherwise, because that's what he does, kill, steal, destroy. So you have to be firm in the things that you believe. You have to be firm in things that you believe. So I just wanted to put this video out there to encourage you guys to follow your convictions. Follow your convictions. Because I feel confident in the decisions that I've made. I don't feel any way crazy or whatever. No, I feel confident in the things that that God has called me to stand up for. So I encourage you to do the same. Hope you all have enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video. Thanks for spending a moment with Amesha. Bye.